The contract certainty is the newest buzzword in the reinsurance documentation world, and no one really knows exactly what it means. But we do know that there's been a change over time towards more documentation, and this is also true on the claims and the accounting level too. The requirements for the level of data in placing reinsurance has risen exponentially with the amount of claims and the complexity of the underwriting. And so contracts have tried to keep pace with this development, and the UK, through their regulatory authority, came up with this contract certainty initiative. And without being too brutal, I can only say that it was much needed, and it was a requirement that that contracts documentation be somewhat standardized. And it's peculiar to the London market, which operates with leads and following markets, so that you need to have, when you operate in the London market, a form, which they call the market reform slip, which has certain categories, one among them being governing law, which now the parties must fill in so that the contract is quote-unquote certain. Over here in the U.S., we didn't have the kind of severe problems that the UK had. We have a 9-month rule.
The only problem we had in the U.S. was getting the London market to actually sign our reinsurance agreements. So I can say, just from a U.S.-centric perspective, contract certainty that arose in the UK market through the London Market Group was a phenomenal step forward for the U.S. market, because we could finally get our contract signed within the 9 months for the 9-month rule. So we all
don't
cheered.
Hold back, Deb.
Right. And it moved just in between the UK and what New York has been trying to do. Bermuda instituted contract certainty last year, which becomes effective this year following what the UK did, and then New York is looking to follow what the UK and Bermuda has done, which means we will definitely be getting our contract signed within 9 months in the US.
The 9-month rule, which is a regulatory rule that's been adopted through the Statement of Accounting Practices by all the states, is a fairly draconian rule that eliminates credit for reinsurance to the ceding company if that contract is not signed within 9 months. And London never had such a draconian rule. However, 9 months is not 30 days, and the time has come, say, the U.S. and the New York regulators to really move reinsurance into a more current phase. So it's hard. This is a hundreds-year-old business that's grown up with some very interesting quirks.